Local hotels and tour operators are bracing themselves for a drop in bookings after VTL ticket sales were frozen. With uncertainty rising over the Omicron variant, they are concerned that the authorities could extend ticket sales suspension, which would have a further impact on their businesses. Leisha Rodney reports.
This hotel is currently operating at full capacity, but the announcement that VTL ticket sales would be suspended over the next 4 weeks has come at a bad time. The peak festive period for staycations is coming to an end, and Lloyd's Inn is expecting to fill just 2/3 of its 32 rooms in the new year.
Every day we are seeing about 1,000 to 2,000 booking, and of that number, 3/4 is about local, 1/4 is about foreigners. And as of yesterday news, so far new bookings are all local and there's not much foreign bookings yet.
But Mr. So says there haven't been any calls to cancel either. Countries around the world are also adjusting the travel restrictions as the COVID situation evolves. And he says travelers are booking their hotels only after confirming their flights.
Hopefully there's no further extension to the VTL suspension. We'll continue to drive our marketing efforts towards local staycation to boost out the local foreign mix.
Whether on land or at sea, the 4 daily tours offered by this tour operator has been fully booked this month.
Since the announcement of VTLs, we have begun to see more foreigners actually signing up for the tours.
Before the pandemic, 90% of its clients were foreigners, but now the numbers have flipped with mainly locals hopping on their tours.
I wouldn't expect a dip just purely from closing the VTL. I expect a dip if only there's restriction within the community that doesn't allow us to do outdoor activities.
Mr. Swen says the number of domestic tourists has been growing this year, handing them a much-needed lifeline.
They are slowly really getting used to the idea of exploring their own backyards, learning that there's a lot of backstories and a lot of fun things to do as well. So I would say this is really one of those positive impacts that actually came out of COVID.
But he says Singapore's population is just too small for them to rely on domestic tourists over the long term. The hospitality sector fears that next year could bring more travel restrictions. If that happens, the Singapore Hotel Association is calling on authorities to target measures at high-risk countries instead, rather than a blanket suspension across all VTLs.